There is a moment when watching something risky where the body tightens before the mind speaks. You feel it when someone steps close to an edge or prepares to jump into something that looks far beyond normal limits. That moment pulls our attention because it mirrors something quieter inside our own lives. Not the jump itself, but the decision to step forward while knowing you are not fully ready. Most of us do not face dramatic physical danger in our daily routines, but we face this inner edge often. It appears when we start a new role at work. When we try to learn a skill as an adult. When we say yes to something before we feel confident. At first there is excitement and a sense of possibility. Everything feels open. We are beginners. We are curious. We are alert. We listen closely. We ask questions without shame. Then time passes and something changes. The early excitement slowly turns into effort. The simple joy of trying becomes mixed with pressure. We begin to notice what we cannot do yet. We compare ourselves to others. We start to judge our progress. This is where many people quietly stop moving forward. Not because the task is impossible, but because the mindset has shifted without us noticing. The surface idea here is simple and familiar. Beginners learn faster. When we are new, we pay attention. We prepare carefully. We notice details. We accept mistakes as part of the process. In early learning stages, we expect to be bad at something. That expectation gives us freedom. Think about learning to drive. At the start, you check mirrors often. Your hands feel stiff on the wheel. You move slowly. You accept correction. You know you are learning. Over time, you become more skilled but also more relaxed. That sounds good, but something else sneaks in. You stop noticing small habits. You stop asking questions. You assume you already know enough. This is the moment where progress slows. The beginner energy fades and is replaced by quiet confidence mixed with hidden fear. The fear is not of failure itself, but of looking unskilled again. The hidden assumption beneath this is that experience should remove uncertainty. We believe that once we have done something for a while, we should feel calm and sure. When that does not happen, we think something is wrong with us. We think we are not talented enough or disciplined enough. So we push harder or we give up. But uncertainty does not disappear with experience. It only changes shape. Even experts feel it. They just learn how to work with it. When we forget this, we start protecting our image instead of improving our ability. Imagine someone who has cooked the same meals for years. They know what works. They feel comfortable. But they stop experimenting. They stop tasting carefully. The food stays fine, but it never gets better. The same pattern appears in relationships. At the beginning, we ask more questions. We listen closely. Later, we assume we already know the other person. We stop checking. Small misunderstandings grow because curiosity has faded. The deeper structure behind this is not about skill but about how groups handle fear. In many environments, fear is treated as a problem to hide. People worry that speaking up will make them look weak or slow or difficult. So concerns stay unspoken. Small risks pile up. Tiny errors repeat. No one wants to be the person who stops the flow. But real safety and real growth come from the opposite approach. They come from allowing fear to be visible and useful. When fear is welcomed, it becomes information. It points to details that matter. It slows us down in the right places. It invites more eyes to look at the same problem. Think about a team project where everyone feels free to say something feels off. Meetings take longer, but mistakes are caught early. Trust grows. The work becomes stronger. Compare this to a place where only confidence is allowed. Problems surface late. People protect themselves instead of the work. Progress looks fast until it suddenly stops. This structure also lives inside us. We often silence our own inner signals. We tell ourselves not to worry. To just push through. To stop overthinking. Sometimes that works. Often it does not. The quiet voice that says pause or check again is not weakness. It is awareness. Reframing this changes everything. Instead of aiming to feel confident, we can aim to stay curious. Instead of trying to erase fear, we can ask what it is pointing to. The beginner mindset is not about lacking skill. It is about choosing openness even after we have experience. It is about returning to careful attention again and again. This does not mean doubting yourself constantly. It means holding confidence lightly. Imagine returning to your work each day as if you might still learn something new from it. Imagine allowing yourself to ask simple questions even after years of doing the same thing. Imagine treating mistakes not as proof of failure but as feedback that arrived right on time. In daily life, this looks very ordinary. It looks like rereading an email before sending it even when you are busy. It looks like asking a colleague to check your work not because you are unsure but because you respect the task. It looks like pausing before reacting in a conversation and asking what you might be missing. It looks like starting a hobby again after a break and letting yourself be slow without apology. These actions seem small but they change the direction of growth. Over time they build a sense of quiet readiness. Not the loud confidence that says I know everything but the calm trust that says I am paying attention. There is also a gentle relief here. You no longer have to pretend you are done learning. You no longer need to defend your competence. You can focus on the process itself. When fear is allowed to speak, it often becomes less intense. When questions are welcomed, they stop feeling dangerous. This approach does not remove difficulty. It makes difficulty workable. It creates space to prepare carefully for things that matter. In moments of challenge, you are not alone inside your head. You are supported by curiosity and shared attention. As we move through our lives, we will always face edges. New roles, new relationships, new phases that ask more of us than we feel ready to give. The choice is not between fear and courage. The choice is between hiding fear or listening to it. Between protecting an image or protecting the work. When we stay in a learning mindset, even as we grow older and more experienced, we keep that door open. The door to improvement. The door to safer outcomes. The door to deeper understanding. And maybe the real question is not how confident you feel today, but how willing you are to stay open when you do not feel ready. So where in your life right now could you allow yourself to be a beginner again and listen more closely to what fear is quietly trying to tell you?